Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the TTS Breakdown series. As always, I forgot to mention this last video. Don't forget to check out the TTS itself. It's definitely an amazing series to check out, and it's great. But anyway, let's begin. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the TTS Breakdown. I'm your host, NV, and today we are back with a few episodes to look over and see how it all plays out, and just watching me explain. As always, this is for me just to simply explain the War of Warhammer into a very simple and easy understanding that anyone could basically understand it. But anyway, as always, sit back, enjoy, and if I make any mistakes, please put them down in the comments down below, guys. But anyway, sit back and watch a few episodes.
Let me get this straight. It has been 10,000 years since my angsty asshole of a son Boros made me a paraplegic, and
Basically, when he died, it was back in 30,000, so 10,000 years have passed.
on this throne.
That is correct, my lord.
How the fuck did you all survive for 10,000 years without me around?
Well, my lord, the Imperium has safely preserved your teachings and followed it for all these years, always submitting to your superior will.
That's a relief. For a second I thought you guys would have turned into some giant megalomaniacal group of religious people running around killing each other in the name of some fictional deity, or something like that.
Oh no, of course not, my lord. We would never stoop so low. The only one we would ever worship is the one true god of all is you, of course. Everything else is heresy.
Are you fucking serious?
What is upsetting you, almighty god emperor of mankind?
I knew this would fucking happen.
Oh, my lord, you don't have to worry about anything. The Ecclesiarchy and the Imperial Inquisition both make sure that the people of the Imperium retain their faith in you and you alone by making sure that no one knows about the corrupting powers of chaos. And if they somehow figure it out, we'll just exterminate the planet and it's all safe again.
The Ecclesia.
Alright, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of explaining right now, but first of all, I would like to apologize. From last video, it was a little bit loud, but this time I fixed that with my mic. Okay, so basically to explain here, the Emperor of Mankind, he came during when humanity was basically at its all-time low. Basically, it was just like, I don't even know how to describe it, but let's just say it's worse than 2020. Just when you thought things can get any worse, this thing tops anything you could ever possibly imagine. And so the Emperor revealed himself and basically said, "Listen up, humanity, I'm here to fix all your problems and everything." One of the things he did was he destroyed all religions. And he made humanity focus on science and innovation of humanity. So essentially just math and science and focusing on how to improve humanity as a whole. And that's pretty much it. Gotta say, that is a really good way of doing things. Not gonna lie. Now, and because of that, when he died, essentially, the whole world just viewed him as like this god and stuff like that. This was due to the fact of an individual who he's going to talk about later. But basically, to explain here, the Ecclesiarchy, that's like the church of the emperor. So they're in charge of all the churchy things, and that's pretty much it.
The Inquisition.
The Inquisition is like the FBI/CIA of the Imperium of Man. Their job is to do private investigations, kill anyone who is tainted by chaos, or anything like that. And chaos is the devil and stuff like that. And the reason why they don't educate people on chaos and everything, it's kind of like sex, you know? It's just explaining to people about this is bad and there are consequences happens. But if we don't explain people about sex, then, you know, things are going to happen. And that's kind of how it is.
Are you serious? Damn, he really Wilson from
As you can see, he really was like, "You've got to be kidding me." My whole entire plan has definitely just... he's just so mad. He's actually smacking himself. But basically, if you're wondering, how is he smacking himself? He has a very powerful psyker, so he has the ability to do something like this. But to continue onwards, when you turn to like Exterminatus, that is like destroying an entire planet by dropping a massive nuke on it. That's how the Inquisition works. It's like, let's say one person on the planet was tainted by chaos, basically it's like, there's one man who's tainted by chaos. Exterminate the whole planet just to prevent the spread of it. So yeah.
Okay. Remember the Age of Strife?
Aren't you referring to
So the Age of Strife, basically that's what I was talking about. Like, you know, it couldn't be any worse than that.
apostasy, sir?
No. The Age of Strife. Let me tell you. It was when asshole psychers first started appearing, and all of asshole mankind started fighting each other over asshole reasons. That is when I first emerged. I destroyed all asshole religions that existed on Terra.
Now, to explain the Age of Strife in more detail, when Psychers became real into reality and stuff like that, it was like, oh, sweet, that's cool. But because of so many Psychers being active, it caused the warp where Chaos is at to open up, spreading demons across across different planets. In order to solve this, they had to kill all the Psychers to prevent demons from spreading. Because the demons were pouring in, it caused a problem with space travel, which caused space travel to be impossible, leaving a planet like Earth, aka Terra, by itself with lack of resources, resulting in us going a Mad Max kind of thing. And then that's when the Emperor revealed himself. And this happened all throughout the universe.
Want to know why?
Because you are the one true God, my lord.
Wrong. It is because religion is stupid, superstitious, brainwashing crap that makes you into an asshole.
Okay, first of all, I agree. Second off, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of religion.
This is why I specifically said when designing the imperial truth that equality, science, and galaxy conquests is the way to go.
See what I mean? Just what he just said. That's how he does it.
Religion needs to be thrown out the window.
But my lord, what about the Lectito Divinitatus, telling us that you are our one true God?
That was
The Latino Leviticus are... Actually, I forget what was that.
by my mighty which of a son Lurgar.
Okay, so that was like a Bible that explains the God Emperor, and Logar was one of his sons who became a traitor. And to explain all that, again, I'll explain the Horus Heresy. But Logar viewed the Emperor as like a religion, like a Jesus figure, so he would make churches and stuff. And when the Emperor discovered that, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to now blow up your church that you made for me to demonstrate that religion is stupid.
Later decided to dress up in spikes, scarlet red armor, worship some dark gods, and be really fucking edgy. Stupid, rebellious teenage faces.
Well, I see, my lord.
Now, where is my Centaurian? Yes, this is true happiness. So it is this age of apostasy that you mentioned.
We'll talk about that in the next video, which is coming up right now.
Really?
Yes, my lord.
This happened.
On behalf of all mankind, I'm really sorry, my lord. I truly am really sorry.
You let one of those nutty cults gain a hold of mankind and grow to become a state religion of the Imperium, becoming this fucking ecclesiarchy thing. And then people start to cut their own fucking screen out, waving it around and throwing it at people, all in a pool of their own jizz and blood.
I have no idea what he's talking about. Please, if any of you guys could explain down below.
Confess their love for me.
I'm really sorry.
And then
And that's really how deep people got with the Emperor, was everything, art, drawings, and paintings is inspirement of the Emperor.
power-hungry motherfucking bureaucrat become the master of both the administrative and that overly dominant ecclesiarchy rock ship, effectively controlling all our hot, leathery assassins from the Elysium asylum.
Okay, to explain that, basically they're just private assassins by Terra. They're normally used to deal with anyone who rises up or anything, so instead of sending like Space Marines or military, they would send an assassin to kill him, and that's it. End of story.
And all asshole sectors in the Adeptus Astra Telepathica. Oh, and our flashlight guys as well.
Okay, to explain that, that's basically Psychers, and Psychers are used to navigate through space. As for the flashlight people, I have no idea what he's referring to. I think it's just the military.
To the wall's paramount of imperial incompetence, that has become your leader starts to kill and torture feels like because it makes his bureaucrat balls tingle with delight, initiating a massive, totally pointless purge of all mankind. And in addition, you did all this with the most evil fucking name I've ever heard. Go Van Dyer. Seriously, how could you ever trust a guy with that name? G-O-G-E Van Dyer. That name is just screaming I'm going to take your eye sockets and put my penis into them.
That is a reference to just how crazy the names get in Warhammer 40k.
I mean, fuck.
Look, my lord, the events of the Age of Apostasy is all a great shame upon the Imperium, but he was brought to justice in the end. Why, I was even there when it happened. Several Astartes chapter masters and the Mechanicus Fabricator General came around and told us what Van Dyer had been up to all this time. And then we helped out by conveying the truth of the matter to the leader of Van Dyer's bodyguards.
I'll explain all that in a later video.
To the Emperor, by directing her straight to you. Why, I remember it all like it was yesterday.
The sacred God Emperor himself, upon the golden throne of Terra. He is so beautiful. I've never seen anything as graceful and bewitching in all my life.
I know, right? And we get to clean his entire body several times a week.
I'm so unfathomably jealous I could burn you all right now. But I won't, so don't worry. But still.
Right. Anyway, as you can see, Van Dyer's not the one you're supposed to be looking up to. He doesn't do anything but deceive to gain more power. He is a madman, and his reign of blood must be stopped.
Okay, to explain that. So the case of Goat Van Dyer was basically he would say like, the Emperor has spoke to me, we must do this or something like that. And again, people just believed him. And again, we're talking about like a corrupted pope and stuff like that. So it's basically just a very high religious person and just making false accusations and stuff. And what they have done was brought her in because she's in part of the Adeptus Ministratum, which are all these loyal females, which are just nuns with guns. And they brought us to the Emperor just to show her that, the Emperor isn't talking to him. As you can see, she's very distracted.
Are you even listening?
I'm sorry, I spaced out. The Emperor has some quite divine-looking abs.
Actually, those are just bones jutting out. But anyway, I know you have served Van Dyer for a long time, but his megalomaniacal ways must come to an end.
Oh. Okay.
It was that easy.
Committed the ultimate heresy. Not only have you turned your back on the Emperor and stepped from his light, you have profaned his name and almost destroyed everything he has striven to build. You have perverted and twisted the path he has laid for mankind to tread. As your own decrees have stated, there can be no mercy for such a criminal. I renounce your lordship. You walk in the darkness and cannot be allowed to live. Your sentence has been long overdue, and now it is time for you to die.
Don't have time to die. I'm too busy.
Right. I think I remember that too. Some girl came in here and stared at me with depraved, flustered eyes. If I had the proper bodily components left, I would probably have gotten a fairly insecure boner.
That's the Adeptus Sororitas for you.
You haven't made female space marines, have you?
Huh? Oh, no, that isn't even possible. Only lewd and deviant artists of pen and parchment ever come up with something like that. Even then, if we can catch one of them.
That's a reference to just the community. They always make like the boot-plated armor and all that stuff like that. But yeah, it is physically impossible to turn girls into Astartes. But even if they did, the amount of steroids and the gene seed, which is basically what creates Astartes, not to mention that they need to find kids who are going through puberty in order to inject the gene seed, which is an actual seed, not gonna lie. And basically this just causes a mutation, part of puberty, turning them into a 6-foot-tall, muscle-bound warrior. And again, like if a female is exposed to that, that's basically like them becoming a male. The breasts shrink up, and down there just shrinks up, that kind of thing. It's just basically taking a lot of like male hormone stuff. So yeah, that's why it would just be impossible. That is why they created the Adeptus Astartes. Gosh, I swear I cannot remember these names. Basically, it's the nun with guns. Games Workshop developed this actually to make it fair and stuff like that, which I'm not gonna lie here. They're actually pretty cool, actually, I would say. Very loyal, very religious. But yeah, pretty cool.
Good. The Adeptus Astartes can only contain males. No girls allowed. They are yucky.
Whatever you say, my lord.
Classic, old-fashioned, no girls allowed rule.
So what's up with this Inquisition thing?
Oh boy.
Alright, so this is episode 4. After this, we're going, actually, let's just get to episode 5 since these are all very small, and I just want to get all of them out of the way so we can really focus on the good stuff.
Actually, I think I have to go now.
Stop. You were telling me about this Inquisition thing.
Oh, hold it. Wow. I think that's your regular everyday meal of 1,000 sacrifice salts being prepared. Better go and check on it.
What was that?
Nothing, my lord. Nothing at all. I'll just go now.
See what I mean? Emperor's got some powers.
Anywhere until you tell me about the Inquisition.
How did you do that?
Have you forgotten? I'm the fucking Emperor. I sit around and randomly shit out warp storms daily because I have nothing better to do. Now, tell me.
So to explain what a warp storm is, it's just the warp, which is where they travel. He can just cause like warp storms, which is just a galactic storm, like a solar flare. And what makes it just even much more crazier is, I'm just trying to explain how he does it. It's basically, he's basically the anchor for people to travel. I know, it just, that's how insane / crazy Warhammer gets. Oh, this is gonna be good. This is, so as you can see, this is a warp storm. It's purple. These are Astro Militaro. These are just normal soldiers. Nothing augmentation, nothing. They're just grunts. Let me tell you, they're the lowest of the lowest on the food chain of all, like difficulties and challenges. Just the lowest of the lowest.
I think I shat out at least 5 warp storms during that presentation. Really, what the fuck have you all become? Labor camps and sterilizations? Murder millions over bare superstition? Excommunication of actually loyal Astartes? And thousands of imperial planets and its valuable assets destroyed because some bypassed with barbed wire and accidentally summoned a demon or two. Be painfully hypocritical and use Xenos and demonic weaponry made in order to carry across my will? Use techno-monkeys?
But, my lords, the Inquisition's work has saved mankind on numerous occasions. Like during the High Fleet Leviathan crisis, where the...
Okay, so I have a lot of things to explain about. So the Inquisition, again, are just very, very power hungry / corrupted. I don't know, it's like, some are good, some are bad, it's just, it's like a normal kind of thing. And basically some of them use it for their own things, some of them don't. It's all just about, in the end, it's just how the Inquisitional member deals with a situation. But they blow things out of proportion if it's just a small accidental mistake, like summoning a demon, exterminating the whole planet. And it just goes crazy. As for Kitten, oh, sorry, that's right. You guys don't know his name. But his name is Kitten. But as for what's coming up, we will explain that in another video series that's very important.
So known as Cryptmen set forward. The Tyranids, which he had previously named them, had managed to outmaneuver the Imperium, but they...
But I will explain the Tyranids basically in eradication / just destruction, species wiping out type of alien creatures that can adapt on the fly and mutate to make them stronger and stuff. Basically, it's like every single generic extinction class alien life form. Like the Xenos from Alien.
The Cryptmen, their threat was abolished. He had managed to have a Magos concoct a poison against the Tyranids, which they then managed to defeat them entirely with.
Am I gonna have to start writing a list of good things I don't know what the fuck you were talking about because what in the balls are a Tyrannid?
Right. It's kind of nasty. But still, it was quite heroic of him.
And how much did this threat cost to abolish?
Well, let's just say he didn't have the luxury to count the cost. Anyway, there was also one time during the First War of Armageddon.
The one thing that Cryptman did was, instead of me waiting for the Tyranids to come to a planet and attack them, I'm just going to exterminate many planets to prevent the Tyranids from getting food sources, weakening them, and then when they come to a Pacific planet, we can take them out. So he literally just destroyed planets just to prevent the Tyranids from getting food.
Very nice of the Space Wolves fight off a demon Primarch. Please don't get oversensitive about the Primarch thing. I really don't need more of this.
Now you're bringing out those fucking Grey Knights again. The fat, stupid-ass baby.
So again, a demon Primarch is one of the 18 Space Marines that betrayed the was actually one of the gosh darn it. I started trying to explain the lore. Here we go. Is one of the Emperor's children, aka one of the Primarchs, who betrayed the Emperor and worshipped themselves to chaos, becoming a demon Primarch, pledging themselves to one of the different chaos demons. Or the chaos gods, my apologies. And basically, this is one of the missions that they did together with the Grey Knights, which I explained were the ones who specialize in demons, and the Space Wolves are basically all wolf-themed.
Your dread night thing. My inexistent eyes are still sore from seeing that abomination.
Yes, but truly the Space Wolves received great aid from the Grey Knights in their battle.
And then what?
What do you mean?
What happened after the battle had ended?
Well... The Space Wolves kind of wanted to save the survivors of the war, but the Inquisition sort of wanted to put them into labor camps and sterilize them and have them die off, which the Space Wolves didn't really like that much, so
Yeah, they got extremely mad, actually, due to the fact that, the Space Force was evacuating the civilians from the planet, but the Inquisition wanted to destroy them due to the fact that they, and keep in mind, they don't even know, what's going on. They just think that their planet's being destroyed, but to the Inquisition, it's like, they saw it, we must destroy them. And because of that, the Space Wolves refused, so it escalated into a battle.
well, there was a Cold War, and the Grey Knights betrayed the Space Wolves, and some shit happened, but that isn't important.
It is very important due to the fact that the Space Force now have a distrust with the Grey Knights, as well as the Inquisition.
Because, well, one time the Grey Knights stopped a bloodthirst using an ancient, very dangerous technology known as the blood tide from destroying a world, and it was truly glorious. And then, oh shit,
I don't even know what he's talking about.
killed a massive amount of innocent sisters of battle and filled their armor in their blood, but
Oh, now I remember. So the Grey Knights killed a lot of the Sisters of Battle, which is the nuns with guns. They killed them, covered themselves in blood to sneak in and destroy the Titan due to the fact that they were masking as blood.
Fucking. Stop. This organization, however it came to fucking be, was obviously pure, concentrated, whole-brain stupidity. And whoever came up with the idea to create it in the first place is obviously a fucking idiot. They walk around into whatever they fucking feel, like while laughing really snarky at the plebeian communities they see before them, all while having themselves and all their troops ornate in loads of fucking shiny shit and skulls to look so emperor worshipping when really they are just creeps in trench coats, and that is all they will ever be.
And that is basically the best way of describing the Inquisition. But I would also like to state that there are some Inquisition members that are that are good people and stuff. But yeah, again, it's like some are good, some are bad.
Ready yourself. Send this message to the scribes. I want it sent to every corner of the fucking galaxy. I, the Emperor of Mankind, hereby make my official decree that all organizations contained within the holy orders of the Emperor's Inquisition and the Adeptus Ministorum shall be disbanded and removed from existence. All who work for either organization shall return to their sector of birth and work there as a regular citizen once more. All who refuse shall be branded renegades until they have given up their futile strive to conquer the galaxy in the name of their dogmatic religion. Signed, the Emperor of Mankind.
yes, I shall go ahead and do that immediately, my lord. I'll be back when I'm finished.
This is all fucking nuts. Seriously, how could an organization like this spring into existence? Wait a moment, I remember something. Shit, fuck. This can't be for real. Mount Hador.
And that's what we're going to explain in the next episode right now. Alright, now we're on episode 5, which is going to be the last episode we're going to cover. And then we're calling it a day. So anyway, shit back. And here we go.
My lord, the deed has been done. And it took a fuckload of time. At least 3,000 scribes died, and I somehow managed to get a headache in the process. But the message has been sent to all inquisitorial and ecclesiarchal organizations in the galaxy. My lord? Hello? Are you awake?
My lord, I have completed the mission you entrusted me. I have traveled the galaxy and found these 12 individuals of character, skill, and determination. Please, if you will oversee them, I will be ready to make my sacrifice. You have done well, my faithful servant. I trusted you to find me the most inquisitive and trustworthy this galaxy has to offer, and you succeeded. I approve of your selection, Malcolm. Thank you, my lord. These individuals will lay the foundation for the eternal watchmen of the Imperium. Our work rooting out heresy and keeping mankind away from the abyss that is chaos. Now that my final duty has come to an end, I should make my final sacrifice for you, my Emperor. Behold the greatest sacrifice of our age. Malcador the Sigilate is no more. Henceforth he shall always and only ever be Malcador, the hero.
Okay, so I have to provide some exposition. So basically, Malkidor was basically a good friend to the Emperor. He orchestrated a lot of foundation and stuff like that to help the Emperor, which is what he just said. When it comes to like creating those to help prevent humanity from succumbing to chaos and everything like that. Now, this is where the lore that I've taken in has come to effect. So essentially, the Emperor, when Horus was coming to Terra, he needed to, basically, he asked Melkidor, can you sit on the golden throne, hold the fort? I need to go back to go give Horus a nice spanking. I shall return. And then when he returned, the Emperor was badly wounded, so they put him on the golden throne as a life support system to keep him alive. From there, Melkidor orchestrated the Inquisition, the creation of the Grey Knights, and I think that's it. There's one more thing that I might be forgetting. Oh yeah, he also created, just the Inquisition and that, and he gave them instructions and everything. But yeah. And as for that whole sacrifice and everything, I'm not 100% sure. But I know he died at some point. But again, the details are a little bit vague. So if any of you guys are Lorehammer experts, just let me know in the comments down below, as always, to help those newcomers.
My lord, you're awake?
Of course I am, you fuck students. Can't you see when people are having dramatic flashbacks?
Oh, I'm really sorry, my lord. Anyway, the deed has been done. The message has been conveyed.
Good. How they dare shit upon the sacrifice that my most loyal servant ever made by turning the organization he laid the foundation for into an elitist shitfest is inexcusable.
Excuse me, my lord. I don't think I follow.
Malcador, the hero, previously known as Malcador the Sigilate. He was my bro for life, and the first High Lord of Terra. He was the one who ruled and spread the word of the Imperium in my stead while I was tinkering with his throne. If it weren't for that disappointment of a son Magnus the Bookworm, who just had to fall to the temptations of chaos, and sent a brain-shattering psychic phone call to me with his powers, the barriers that protected my latest project, the webway of mankind, wouldn't have been ruined, and Malcador wouldn't have had to make his sacrifice.
Oh. So,
everything is Magnus's fault?
Definitely.
Magnus did nothing wrong. And Magnus is another Primarch, but he became a demon Primarch. Again, we'll explain that in another video, but it's just, one of the memes is Magnus did nothing wrong. And it's one of those, like, controversial topics when it comes to the Warhammer 40k, like, did Magnus do anything wrong, or did he not? Again, we'll talk about that in a later video.
I'd brutally spank Magnus until his ass would turn so red that his face would look pale in comparison.
By the way, Magnus is completely red.
I see.
Come to think of it, is Magnus still alive?
Last time I heard he's Demon Prince now, residing in the Eye of Terror on the planet of the Sorcerers.
Sounds really fucking weird. Just like him. Later, I want you to send those Ultramarines Mercer and try to get a hold of Magnus and then bring them here to me. If they fail, they'll at least not be so fucking snobby anymore, and if they succeed, I'll get to spank Magnus so it's all good.
Very well, my lord. I'll remember to tell someone that.
Now, I wonder how the disbanding of all those shitty cult organizations is going.
Okay, now before we continue on, I'm just going to explain this. I am not very good with the Inquisition. I am not very well known in the different types of branches of the Inquisition, but there are different types of Inquisition members who specialize in specific topics, so I'm going to try my best.
There is no doubt about it, fellow Inquisitors. Whoever sent this message is a heretic. There is a heretic on Terra.
So from the last video, it's this guy. He's just the leader of the entire Inquisition, which is why he sits on a massive thing with legs.
To be the only God Emperor of mankind. This must be the work of demons.
This guy, I believe he is the chapter master or the trainer. He trains the Grey Knights, which is, one of them is on the left. And there we go. I don't know the guy on the. I do not know what the guy is on the left. I don't know what the girl is on the right. This guy, I forget. I think he deals with with different occultist groups.
It must be yes, a gene stealer.
She takes out any gene stealer cult. She specializes in a specific topic known as Xenos, which is anything that's alien. So yeah.
We cannot let this heretic keep doing what he is doing.
I don't think so. That would be kind of counterintuitive.
Counterintuitive? What the fuck does that mean?
Cannot perform exterminatis of Holy Terra yet. But what we can do is send an inquisitorial representative there, as one of the High Lords of Terra, and then argue with the rest of the High Lords until they allow us to perform a thorough search and purge of our planet. Oh, that's your will be.
It should be like a manual exterminatus, with more door-kicking and burning buildings.
Maybe we can check if Terra is a tomb world while we're at it.
So to explain a tomb world, that is for the Necrons. The Necrons are basically these skeletal mummy Terminator thingy-mabobbies. Basically, they have tomb worlds due to the fact that in the beginning of time, they were the dominant people who conquered all the planets and everything, and so they have these, like, burial tombs where their armies sleep, and if they become awake, it's like, why did you take our land? We're gonna take it back, and that's when they start fighting. But Terra does not have one. Or does it?
Now, my brothers and sisters, radical Puritan, the only thing you need to do is vote for me as your inquisitorial representative. I will travel with my feet to Terra, find the culprit who's behind these messages, and kill him for the Emperor.
And that has concluded our whole this season and everything like that for this episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video as always. Don't forget to check out TTS to learn more and watch more about it, and just really have fun with watching the Lord Warhammer. And that's pretty much it. Thanks again. If you guys think I missed anything, please let me know in the comments down below. But that's all. Well, anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you would, please leave a like, subscribe, and most importantly, have a nice day.